Hi, I'm Chris Block, Czech practitioner and holistic lifestyle coach, and welcome to another Chi Training Studio workout tip. Last time we talked about Dr. Diet, one of our four doctors, or inner doctors, and I'm going to keep going this week talking about Dr. Quiet, whose main focus is sleep. And an interesting little fact here is the average North American sleeps roughly about 7 hours a night, which is 90 minutes less than we used to sleep 100 years ago. So this roughly equates to about 550 hours annually. And this is huge, as sleep is directly related with health, repair, your recovery. So it's big deficit we're talking about. So humans are set to wake up with the sun. And naturally this means in summer we'd be waking up a little earlier. And in the winter maybe hibernating a little bit more, or sleeping in or trying to sleep in a little later and going to bed a little earlier. Just over here, this is a normal circadian rhythm or sleep cycle. And you're just going to see the time along the bottom over here. At 6 a.m. or when the sun rises over here, we have a nice little black bar that goes up. This is a hormone, it's cortisol. It wakes us up, gets us activated, and it peaks over here. It starts dropping down around lunchtime, around 3 o'clock when people start getting a little tired and stuff. That's when it's starting to really work its way down, and from 6 o'clock on it just kind of hangs out at an all-time low here. Conversely, melatonin, which is your relaxing muscle, which makes us go to bed here, it's nice and flat-lined during the daytime, and it starts ramping up around 6 o'clock and really heightens through our sleep. Interesting thing on here is the last two brackets over here. So in between 10 and 2 a.m. it's our peak physical repair time. So this is when your growth hormones and all these are kicking in, and we're virtually recovering from our day of activities. Between 2 and 6 a.m. that's our psychological repair time, where all your neurotransmitters and your fun guys that function with your brain, your mood, all getting our nice recovery time. So that's our normal circadian rhythm. Unfortunately, our sleep cycle is easily disrupted, and it's affected by stress, diet, electromagnetic pollution, artificial light, such as like light bulbs, computer screens, cell phones, you name it. It's all throwing off that nice pattern that we should be having. And this disruption to the hormonal system causes quite a huge, profound effect on weight gain, decreased growth hormones, like I was discussing, between that 10 and 2 time frame, leads to aches and pains, muscle and joint soreness and stiffness, fertility issues, altered neurotransmitters that determine appetite. The list goes on and on. So sleep is very important to our body, and all of these symptoms you're better off without. And you can easily avoid these by just going to bed on time, but a lot of people, they can't go to bed. They feel, very awake and alive at night. So some tips to try and help you sleep a little bit better and a little faster. First of all, start the morning off by getting up with the sun. So when we wake up at 6 in the morning, our batteries are going to be done by 10 p.m., no problem. Number 2 is eat correctly for your macronutrient needs, your metabolic type. We talked about that on our last video with Dr. Diet. Number 3 is minimize your exposure to electronic screens. They flash many times a second, and it really stimulates your brain. A lot of people say, I like watching TV at night because it's relaxing, but it's actually doing the opposite, and it keeps you awake and throws off your sleep. Aside from flashing computer screens, you want to minimize your exposure to bright lights like these fluorescent bulbs or high wattage bulbs. You'll want dimmer switches in your house, low watt light bulbs, salt lamps, or candles. These are great to start lighting when the sun's starting to set. So a couple hours before you want to go to bed, turn off the lights a little bit. Number 5 thing you can do is take a hot shower or bath. As we start to cool off, our body, it actually triggers that we're going to get tired, and you'll want to fall asleep. And lastly, in your in your bedroom, you want it looking like a cave. So you want it pitch black, you want it nice and cold. You can also try and get rid of all your electromagnetic devices, so anything plugged in, or cell phones of these, because they can also disrupt your sleep. Or at very minimum, unplugging the ones that have a light source, because any little light source hit your skin, it's also going to activate, because it's going to trigger like what the sun does. Okay, so give those a shot and enjoy a nice peaceful night's sleep. Until next time, with G.